Hello, Lothar here. This video is on the importance of getting a good night's sleep and the implications if you don't. Well, as I said in some of the previous videos, I had quilts and things like that and pads, and it took me a while to get a good night's sleep and sort that out. But the downside of having a bad night, so for example, it's too cold, or you've got hikers around you keeping you awake from snoring or making too much noise after hiking midnight. Shame on you if you're doing that. Then you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to feel rotten, you're going to feel groggy. But the more dangerous thing is you're going to be less attentive to where you're walking. You're going to stumble a little bit more. You're going to trip a little bit more. Now, I had a couple of occasions where I had really rough nights. Now, totally unavoidable, but the next day you know it. Now, sometimes you have to make a decision. I'll finish early, or I will have a nap during the day just to make up the sleep. So that's your choice. The danger is that if you don't do something like that and you continue on, you will do what I would call a splat moment, which basically you will fall flat on your face or you will fall flat on your backside. And it usually happens very fast. I think you'll hear a lot of people talking about tripping over roots. Now that happens a lot in Oregon and some of the later parts of Washington, where maybe the trail is slightly overgrown and there's these little roots which are literally only maybe that big sticking up. But if you're hiking fast and you're feeling really good, you hit one of those, you just go splat, and you probably go splat with a bit of a slide as well. So you come out injured. Now that happens. I had 3 of those on roots. I had 1 trip over on rocks, which wasn't too bad because I wasn't moving that fast. And that's what I would call falling flat on your face. I had a couple where I fell flat on my butt. So basically I was sort of standing and then I just went whoosh like that. Now that occurred normally when I was standing on the edge of a trail, or either it was wet grass or wet leaves, where I just went woo. I just hadn't realised that the slope was so close and it was so slippy. And I had another occasion where it was a previous burn area which had opened probably, I shouldn't say this, slightly earlier than it should have done, because there was still lots of ash on the side of the trail. So what happened was I was walking along and then I put my foot down what I thought was solid, and it was just pure ash, and my foot just went straight through it and I went woo. So I slid down on my butt probably about 2 or 3 yards, and then sort of came to a grinding halt on a slope like that. I wasn't going to fall very far, but it was just painful on my butt. Again, they are made worse by if you're hiking tired. Now, if you're lucky when you have a splat moment, and don't underestimate them, because when they happen, it's a bit like a self-arrest, and they just happen really fast. It's like self-arrest on snow. You might say whoosh, off you go. If you have a splat moment, you go pop, and you're in the moment, you go splat really quick. And I was very lucky because the occasion that happened to me, I didn't have time to put my arms out to stop me. Now, I think if you do gymnastics or sports like that, that's actually a good thing, because if you use your arms, you're more likely to break something. Here, it's better to pull your arms in, so you're not doing any serious harm to your limbs. Now, I got away with that, but it was very humbling, because one occasion I landed and there was a tree root that obviously tripped me up, maybe a couple of feet behind me, but there was a couple of tree roots sticking up that I probably wouldn't have impaled on me, but they would have probably done a major graze or a slightly embedded if I was maybe an inch that way. So yeah, be prepared. So when it happens, you have to stop yourself. You have to think, right, hope nobody saw it. That's your first inclination is actually, oh God, I hope that wasn't him. Nobody saw me fall over. And then you kind of realise, okay, now I need someone to help me up, because you've got your backpack on. So what happens is you splatted, you've landed on probably rough ground, you're feeling some pain. You've had your whole backpack full on you as well. So it's kind of doubled in terms of the pain. And then you have to then go through that process of, right, stop and think, right, am I actually injured? Okay, I'm not. Then you have to think, right, I can't just stand up because I'm splat full length, so you have to sort of unclip your backpack, roll out of your backpack, and then gradually get to your feet. So yeah, you'll have a few of those. Hopefully you'll survive them without too much injury. Now, a fun side of being tired is that sometimes you see things, what I call hallucinations of the day. So I might be hiking along and I'm not saying it's something like, a cloud. Oh, there's a cloud. Oh, look, it's shaped like a duck. It's a bit more than that. Sometimes you see some very, very vivid hallucinations. Might be that you see a tree that's shaped like an elephant or something, or a particular angle whereby you're looking at something that looks like some sort of jumping animal. And I'm going to post a couple. There's one I've got to find the photo of where it actually looked like the tree root was almost like an alligator walking towards you, and you're thinking, "Good grief, what's that?" And it's those kind of moments where you're normally, when you're a bit tired, end of the day, and you're thinking, "What's that?" And then when you get closer, you realise, "Oh, it's a twig." But yeah, I'm going to post a couple now. Some were just obvious hallucinations, but they're just interesting ones. You kind of think, what on earth is that? And you see it in the distance, and you get closer and closer, and you realise what it is. And a fun one at Crater Lake, which I won't tell you what it is. I'll tell you. See if you see it. But it's once you see it, you can't. Well, I couldn't unsee it, but it was fun. So I'm going to try and find a few more photographs, which I called Hallucinations of the Day, and I'll be interested. I don't know if you've got some of those. I don't know if you can post them on YouTube or not, but Hallucinations of the Day photos, or things that look like a duck, or things that look like an animal on trail. But that was fun. But anyway, I hope you don't have too many accidents. But that is kind of the importance of getting a good night's sleep, because if you have a genuine accident, a trip or something like that, that's fine. But don't have them because you're not 100%, because you just almost like a robot thinking, oh, I'm so tired, but you want to, you feel, oh, got to make up the miles. That's usually the time to say, stuff it, I need to sleep. So anyway, hope this is useful. Speak to you soon.